This is the turtle condo that I built from scratch. You can see the king molding at the top isn't done yet because I left that for last. But I will be staining and varnishing that shortly, and I'm going to take you on a tour. So there's two pieces to this. There's this piece, which is made up of a base that's holding the weight of the 40-gallon tank for my turtle. You can see him swimming around in there. And the piece around it and above it is a canopy piece that the middle piece actually covers the workings, the pump and the siphon. And that one's got a little bit of work left to do on it, but for the most part, it's what it's going to look like. Above that is a barrister cabinet for storage. There's a couple things up there now already. I'll show you how the doors come off. They're magnets, magnetically held. And that's my option instead of barrister hinges, which turned out were costly and I didn't want to deal with it. These were easier. Then there's another piece over here that sits next to it. It's an independent piece. That king crown molding up there comes off. And then the two pieces are independent and can be detached and broken down to move easily. They're actually fairly light independently, not counting the 2x4 piece that's on the bottom underneath the tank. Anyway, so I'm going to go down here and show you the bits and pieces. Well, there's storage down here. I'm in the process of finishing the flooring. There's going to be a shelf in there. Basically enough room to put buckets and my siphon buckets if I need them, just in case there's a problem. So this piece on the bottom is made of 2x4 lumber, and it's built to support the weight of the tank. Anyway, these pieces are meant to come off. I'm going to show you. I take them off. I can do this with one hand. This whole piece comes off. It hides the top of the siphon. This upper grate is just a security grate, keep them in there. And the top of my siphon, so on and so forth. And you can see the stone stairs that lead them up into the solar duct. So it just presses right in, and then it's secured with magnets. Same thing with this one up here. This one might not be easy for me to take off when I'm filming, but I'll do it anyway. So it just tilts out. There are magnets. And it comes down. That's where the air pump is. There's going to be other things up here. There's going to be lights up here and such like that. Probably a shelf. So that's this side. And then there's the top of the king mold. And to put the window back up, just lift it up, set it in, and press it in. Well, can't do that with one hand. There you go. Okay, for the other side, which I call the tower, there's 4 levels. There's that glass panel up on the top. That actually contains the lights for the solar dock. So I won't be going in there. There's nothing in there except the guts of the lights under there. And then there's a reflective panel. Right here is the solar dock that he can crawl out to. It's got a dining pool where I can generally feed him. He's not used to this dining pool yet, so right now I'm just getting him to the point where he's going to recognize that the food comes from up above. And he'll crawl out. I've done this with him in the other tank, but he'll crawl out onto the solar dock and collect it, and eventually he'll be hungry and he'll know that it's over there because he can smell it pretty well. So in any case, the dock is controlled for humidity and temperature, and that makes him comfy and cozy. Those are air plants, so I don't have to water them very much. And then below the solar dock is my utility cabinet. It folds out as a desk so that I have a place to work. Then there's the top of the sump. Finally has its mechanical filter bed put in the top. The siphon is running down, dropping the water into the mechanical filter pad, polyethylene, I don't know what it is, it's polyfabric. And then here's the return from the pump, which is a big old hefty submersible that draws water up from the sump, which is clean water because it went through the mechanical filter. And then I'm gonna drop it down in here. Below that is a layer of, I don't know if you can see this. I'll bring it back up, show you from another direction. So I closed the desk, and now I'm going down to the cabinet below where the sump is. The sump and the filter, which you can see down the bottom of the pump, is down the bottom of it. It's a submersible pump. It's down the bottom of the sump, which is on a roller tray that I can pull out if I need to service it. If I disconnect the pieces up above, there's the biological filter. It's made of kitchen scrubbies packed into that, and it's called an emergent biological filter. The water trickles down from the upper mechanical filter bed and drizzles, rains into the biological filter media that's there. You can use ceramic too, but this is cheap and easy and it works just fine. Anyway, if I go back up here and open the cabinet, down there, the return from the pump, these are all removable unions so that I can take this apart. And that's a easily removable vacuum hose if I want to vacuum the bottom of the tank. Turtles are notoriously dirty, and so I expect I will need it. I have been doing that. Just in having it open for a day, it's pretty dirty down here. And it's doing a good job already, so I'm pretty happy with it. And I have to thank King of Do-It-Yourself for the instructional videos for putting together this canister filter and sump. So pretty happy with it.